Bethany, and I wanted to just make a quick little video today before I gotta go to work. And I just wanted to share something from Psalm 37 that's really, I've really been drawn to it recently, actually for quite a bit. It's been on my heart. It basically starts out talking about what to do when you don't know what to do, or things don't seem to be going the way you think they should go as a Christian, or it seems like the way of the world or the way of the enemy is prospering, and there's a temptation to be drawn to that, or to be envious of that way, which is not the way of the Lord. And so basically it starts out, number one, it just starts flat out, fret not. So it says, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. And man, I have fretted myself into a frenzy before, and you'll see through this whole chapter, it starts talking about what to do instead of fretting. And that just really, really has been speaking to me a lot. It goes on to say 4 things that I think of as mandates, 4 mandates of what to do instead of fretting. Number 1, trust in the Lord. Number 2, delight. Number 3, commit. And number 4, rest. So the first one says, trust in the Lord and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. This one's really neat because I remember one time I lost a friend. They passed away, and I was tempted to get into pity and everything, self-pity, or just in that mindset. And I knew instinctively at the time that I needed to go out and do something proactive to get out of that mindset. And the Lord brought an opportunity of service that I was able to do during that time, so that I could do that. And so you'll see this here so much. Trust is compounded with doing good. That's one way we can act out our trust in God. It's just get out and do something proactive. Sometimes it seems like God will have you do the polar opposite of what you think you would do at a time like that, or what you maybe feel like doing, sort of just in the enemy's face. Go out and do something proactive that he leads you to do. The second mandate is my favorite, and it's delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. And all through this chapter you'll see our part and God's part. One of my favorite preachers once said, it's like a game of chess. Not that it's a game to God, but he can't make his move until you've made yours. He won't ever move out of turn, but once we make our move of faith, he will never fail to make his move. And you see this like ping pong all throughout this chapter. I once looked up the word desire here, and it sounds pretty simple, but one meaning of the word is to be soft, like pliable, or almost like feminine, to be almost like moldable. Number 3 is commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Will bring to pass what? Your way, that you commit to him. This is really amazing because at different serious intervals in my life, I knew the Lord was drawing me to take communion over it. And that's just one practical way I know of to commit something to the Lord. A good friend of mine, she once told me that sometimes when you don't know what to pray, the best prayer is the prayer of recommitting yourself to the Lord, the prayer of dedication, and taking communion over your situation, whatever it may be. If it's a decision, you can take communion over it, or just basically putting yourself and putting the Lord in remembrance of your covenant with each other, and that builds your faith that he will do his part of the covenant, and it says he will bring it to pass. And it goes on to say, he shall bring forth your righteousness as the light and your judgment as the noonday. So I think of that like just as sure as the sun will rise the next day. That's how sure you can be that God will be faithful to do his part. Finally, the fourth mandate, which is probably like the hardest for my flesh to wrap around, but it is to rest and wait patiently for him. It goes on to say, fret not yourself because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who brings wicked devices to pass. This one is really something because as I meditated on this, I thought of times in my life where the enemy had tried to bring fretting, to your mind. He tries to bring fretting to your mind so he can push you to take a mode of action. And, the flesh always wants to do something, take it in your own hands, and let's just go out and do something about this. And the opposite of fretting is waiting upon the Lord, waiting patiently for him. Well, it says, fret not yourself to do evil. Fretting is designed to get you to actually take an action that is going to mess things up, in your own strength. I once heard a really good minister say, and this was amazing to me, he said, sometimes if Satan can't keep you from God's will for your life, he will try to push you into it too soon and mess it up. And I found that times when I felt that push to do something or take matters into my own hands or step out too soon before the Lord told me to go, that usually it's compounded with, I found, a sense of anxiety and a pressure, because Satan knows that if he can get you to step out in your own strength, you won't last very long. See, he doesn't want you to step out in God's strength. And so, anyway, all these 4 things, trust, delight, commit, and rest, have really been ministering to me. And finally, with that, I'd say the exciting thing is once you start to meditate on this and actually do this, actually practice this, it's like you start to find, of course, the peace comes, but you start to find this almost a little tiny sense of excitement bubble up in you because you get a sense of God's doing things. Once you rest, he starts working on your behalf behind the scenes, and your expectation in him grows. And so it's really really awesome. So I just wanted to share that today. I'm gonna head out pretty soon here, but be blessed, and until next time, bye bye.